Elon Musk is now the second richest man in the world. But at the start of 2022, no one could have expected that the billionaire's wealth would have ever dropped. Despite having recorded the greatest financial loss in history after he lost over $200 billion and was overtaken by $195.6 billion rich Bernard Arnault and family, Musk's wealth of $130 billion is still greater than the national budget of some African and Asian countries combined. When we think of billionaires with all this wealth they got, we could only imagine the kind of luxury they live in. Flying on expensive jets, luxurious mansions on islands, going to the most expensive restaurant and most importantly building the greatest toilet pots ever, with the purest gold on the planet. Despite having all this wealth, Elon Musk has often claimed that he doesn't even own a home, sleeps in friends' houses, and having his mother sleep in a garage as a result. During an interview back in 2022, Grimes, Musk's ex-girlfriend and mother of his 2 children, had confessed that Elon Musk sometimes lives below the poverty line. After selling his mansion, Musk lived in a $50,000 tiny portable home located near his SpaceX facility. Things are only getting worse as the billionaire himself has claimed that he doesn't have a home, and even some of his billionaire friends such as Google founder Larry Page and Richard Branson all have testimonies that Musk have somehow sneaked into their houses for the night. Richard Branson himself sent Musk fans into a frenzy when he publicly uploaded photos of Musk sneaking into his house barefooted, carrying his son Baby X, as early as 2:30 a.m. Before we continue, welcome to Elon Musk Insider. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification settings so that you'll always be updated with the latest Elon Musk news. Richard Branson has revealed a bizarre story about finding Elon Musk in the kitchen of his New Mexico house in the middle of the night before his first space flight. During an interview this weekend, Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group, which today controls more than 400 companies in various fields, said Elon Musk was completely barefoot, holding his fast-asleep baby XAEA-12, and had apparently come to wish him well ahead of his Virgin Galactic mission to take the first passengers into space. As Branson narrated on Times magazine, "I went downstairs to get a cup of coffee and found Elon had decided to surprise us. He was there with his baby. Basically, he's a night animal. He doesn't really sleep at night and gets his sleep in the daytime. We made a pot of tea and sat outside under the stars and caught up. I think it was about 2:30 a.m., Branson. Musk's space exploration company, SpaceX, completed the first ever private human vehicle flight in 2020 with the Dragon. Branson himself has often referred to Musk as the Henry Ford of his generation and called him a tremendously smart person and even more driven. Well, this is not the first time Elon Musk paid someone a visit at night or called a meeting with his staff in the very cold and darkest hours of the night, waking them from sweet slumber and totally shattering their dreamland. In a newsletter article about Musk, Mike Blake began by saying, "There's hardcore, and then there's Elon Musk." The billionaire had in fact summoned a meeting at his SpaceX factory in Boca as early as 1:30 a.m. to know from his engineering team why his factory wasn't running day and night to build the Starship rocket system. Musk is a real-life Iron Man, working 20 hours a day to build Tesla, sending his car to space, sleeping in factories, portable homes, on friends' couch, calling late-night meetings, planning to terraform Mars and make it habitable for humans, to carrying a porcelain sink to Twitter's headquarters, and most importantly being the father of over 9 children and promising to save the world from population collapse by giving birth to many more children. The billion-dollar question is, why do billionaires do the craziest things? Bill Gates, for example, spent over $30.8 million to own the Codex Leicester, a 72-page manuscript that Da Vinci compiled in the early 16th century, complete with the master polymath's diagrams, writings, sketches and diagrams. Jeff Bezos, on the other hand, spent over $250 million to acquire a newspaper, and Mark Zuckerberg threw almost half of his fortune to build the metaverse, something that looks to me like a video game. Well, in the end, I'm convinced that craziness is in fact a necessary ingredient needed to change the world. Like Steve Jobs said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who really do.